Yes, guys. So welcome back to the big one. It is the North London derby preview. Arsenal taking on Tottenham at the Emirates Stadium. We're here for the opposition preview, of course, guys. We've got a Tottenham fan. We've got two other Arsenal fans as well. So yeah, it should be a lit one today, guys. Make sure you leave like buttons and let's aim for 30 likes because it's North London derby, guys. You know, one of the biggest games of the season. I'm pumped for it as well. So let's introduce the people today. We're going to start off with the Tottenham fan, and you guys seen him before. He did come on the Top Six show a few weeks ago, but of course, only one man to bring on for this. It is Robbie from Lily White Lane. Big up yourself, my friend. How you doing?
All good, mate. All good. Pleasure to be on, and yeah, looking forward to the game. Reckon we'll give a good account of ourselves for once at the library. Sorry, the Emirates. The Emirates.
Man's already trolling before we're not even 30
Not
seconds
even a
in
minute.
yet. All right, man. Mate, keep that energy, yeah. All right. But yeah, big up yourself, absolute legend, guys. Go and give him a sub as well. Literally, go to the title. It's a blue app. You can sub right there. Absolute legend. And I don't really say that about many Spurs fans. So yes, big up yourself, my friend. And let's get the Gooners on, people. We have got the course, Seb. Good evening, Seb, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah. Enjoyed the win the other night. That was brilliant.
Yes, it sure was, Seb. And of course, you'll be at the game as well Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So so it should be a very good one for you. And then of course we've got Rory as well. Big up yourself, Rory. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. My mouth has healed over the last couple of days, so that's good. And an Arsenal win as well.
Of course, man. And let's just dive right into it, guys. Leave your comments down below. Leave some questions down below for our fellow Tottenham fan joining us today. And yeah, let's just get started. The North London derby. Now, I want to start off, before we talk about going into this game, I want to start off because, we know how this game is one of the biggest games of the season. I want to ask you guys a question, right? And I know there's a few to choose from, but what is your guys' favourite? When you think of North London derby, what's the first thing that comes to your mind in terms of memories of this amazing fixture? I'll start with Seb. I'll start with you for this one. What's been your favourite memory of a North London derby, mate, that you can think of?
Yeah, there's been quite a few good ones, definitely. My favourite two memories, I'll say, one of them when we won the league at White Hart Lane back in 2004. That's always great especially to win it on their turf is special. And also the 5-2 when we came back from 2-0 down. And then we went on this scoring fest in a 27-minute spell and turned it around. Those two, I would say, are my favourite North London derby memories. But a North London derby means everything because I really don't like Tottenham, neither does any other Arsenal fan. We know what this rivalry means. And of course, it's all going to start when Tottenham fans will claim that we came onto their turf and also when in 1919 they'll always have against us that we bought our way into this league when we got voted in and when they actually finished above us and they got voted out on some stage. So those things are always going to be on the back of Spurs' fans' mind. But the harsh reality is that we are the bigger club, whether they like it or not. We are the bigger club, and I always think we will be. And yes, there was a spell when, from about 2017 to 2022, for these 6 years, when they were above us, and it was hard to take, but it was the reality. But now that we are back above them, and hopefully it will stay that way this season. But now that we are back above them, it's great that now we're still the kings of North London, and whenever we go to these games, we always have to go and show it. And hopefully the players will be up for this and show what it really means. Because the thing is, I hate the build-up to derby days because it's easy to get all excited, pumped, and optimistic and all that before the game. But trust me, if it doesn't go your way, it's horrible for at least a good few days, probably until you start playing. And I totally. This is why I find it so hard to be confident and get up for these games, even when we are at home, and even that we do have a great record against them at the Emirates, because it is great. But what always sticks in my mind is that all hoodoos have to come to an end, and I just hope it doesn't end this weekend. But in all fairness, it should be a good game. Both teams are playing very well. We both got 13 points in the first 5 games, which is a good start. We're playing some good football. Tottenham are playing some good football under their new manager. So yeah, we just have to wait and see what happens on the day. Let's hope the players are up for it. Let's hope the manager also is up for it, and well, he will be up for it, and sets up well when we play the perfect game.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm gonna come to the Tottenham fan now. Robbie, your favourite memory as a Tottenham fan that you think about when you think about this fixture, man, of the North London derby?
There's a few, to be honest. There's a few. I mean, the last few years, a lot of the home wins have been fun. To be honest, a lot of our best wins against Arsenal, I either wasn't born or was too young to enjoy. You know, the 3-2 at the Emirates, the Kabul winner when Bale absolutely dominated that game. I think when we beat you got 5-0 in the 2000s, the 3-1, Gaz free kick 91. But in terms of what I witnessed, it would have to be that Harry Kane goal where he gets it in the corner flag, smashes it into the corner. It's an absolute world. He takes his mask off, and that showed what the North London derby meant. You know, when he was there at that time, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was a great time. I mean, even a few seasons ago, I think that was a fantastic win. We weren't even amazing in that game when we got 3-0, but the atmosphere was absolutely rocking. I think it's the loudest recorded atmosphere in Premier League history. So that was fantastic. But yeah, for me, it would have to be the Harry Kane goal. He takes the mask off and that. And but yeah, every time we take you lot on, it's always a good game. Apart from last year, year after year, it's normally we win at our place, you lot win at the Emirates. And last year, our run at home came to an end. So I'm hoping it's the same for you guys this season. If we win on Sunday, I think it's fantastic. But I don't think I think it's as much of a free hit as a derby can be. Obviously, we want to win, but all the pressure's on you guys. You guys are title contenders. You guys have the high standards. We had 0 expectations going into this season. And for me, Sunday, I just want to see a Spurs team go to the Emirates and really give a good account of themselves. A draw would be good. A win would be a statement. Fantastic. But yeah, favourite moment that Harry Kane rolling.
Yeah, fair play to you, my man. Let me come to Rory. Favourite memory of the North London derby for you, my friend?
Oh, I don't know, you know, because there's obviously loads I could name. You could name the Rosicky goal against them back in 2014. That was an absolute screamer. You could even clock back to last season when we did the double over them. That was the first time we actually did the double over them since 2014. So you could name the away game last season away at Tottenham, as well as the home game. But like, let's be real, we do always beat them at home. Of course, up to this weekend. I guess there's the 2018-19 North London derby where we came from behind and Torreira scored to make it 4-2. That was brilliant. Yeah, I would probably go with. I mean, the obvious one to throw out there is obviously when we won the league at their ground. But I'm trying to think the opposite here and go something different, but it's fairly difficult. I don't want to sound too cheesy going last season because, of course, that is as of recent. I mean, the season before was a brilliant game as well at the Emirates when we won 3-1. But although I didn't like him as manager, I'm going to have to go with the 2018-19 North London derby. That's my favourite one. But there's so many to choose from. Look, every single time I go into North London derbies, I'm sitting there like, right, if you don't win, make sure you don't lose. Right, if we get a draw from this game, it'll be disappointing, but I wouldn't be too disappointed. I'll be like, yeah, okay, it's the North London derby. We haven't lost. And I can see a draw on the cards. I can't lie. But if we go into this game putting a performance and I don't know, we get a result, 3 points, a point, whatever, then I'll be cool with that. Although it is Tottenham and you want to beat them, you want to end their unbeaten run. Both teams are going to go into this game with severe confidence because both of them are unbeaten. So there's going to be times where it's going to be end to end. I'm sure of it. Tottenham are going to come at us, I'm sure, early doors to show off their, Postecoglou football that have been shown in a couple of games. Sorry, I'm sure Arsenal will groove into their system after, I would say, 20 to 25 minutes, and we'll start killing them off on the break. The thing is, Tottenham can't play a high line against us. That's one thing Tottenham have to go into this game with, because we saw against PSV the other night on Wednesday. PSV were playing a really high line because, of course, they're unbeaten in like 26 before going into the game. So I guess the occasion got to them and they sort of got a little bit too excited, went a high line. They thought they could play against Arsenal, and then we just took our chances really well. If Tottenham do the same and they don't double up on Saka, if they don't double up on, well, I was going to say Martinelli, but he's not going to be playing at the weekend, so it's more likely going to be Trossard, then I think they could be in for a long long afternoon. So I am looking forward to the game, but it's just all I'm going to say to Arsenal and to numerous teams who are in this situation: just don't lose your derby. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I can agree with you more there. Right, my favorite memory for me, obviously I wasn't born when I saw Arsenal in the league at Tottenham, but of course that's the main one that you look at. I want to go with the Lucas Torreira, man. I'm gonna go with when Lucas Torreira scored. Emery masterclass that game. I think we went 2-1 down, didn't we, at half time, and he brought Aaron Ramsey, and then they changed the game. So
and Lacazette as well, wasn't it?
Lacazette, and Aubameyang was on small Lacazette, and then obviously Torreira. That's probably my favorite memory. But yeah, let's go back to Robbie for this one. Obviously, look, Postecoglou, man. As rival fans, I think we could sit there and say, you know what, Tottenham, for once, and I can't believe I'm saying this, you lot are actually, well, you're looking in terms of style play a much better side than I've seen you guys play the past couple, of seasons, because you got players in there like Yves Bissouma. He's looking like the Brighton Bissouma. You also sign a fantastic player in James Maddison. You got Sarr in there, and they form a fantastic midfield. Kane's left now. Son's sort of like your main guy now. What's been your thoughts on Postecoglou so far? Sorry, and have you seen a lot of change? Did you think as a Tottenham fan with this new manager?
I think we've seen a change in approach from the club as well. I mean, even in the summer transfer window, I personally think we should have signed a backup centre back. If one of our centre backs gets injured now, with like Dyer and Phillips, who are playing like that. But I think it was strange to see Spurs for the first time since Pochettino left actually going in for young players, and having a manager who wants to develop young players. For years we've had managers like Antonio Conte and Jose. Personally, I think we should have backed with the players they wanted. You don't bring in the manager to suit the players, you bring the players to suit the manager. But we've had managers who've wanted the full product, the ready player, the 32-year-old who's experienced and been there. Postecoglou wants to develop young players, and I think the job he's done so far at Tottenham has just been fantastic. Come into a team that last season, let's not beat around the bush. They were absolute dog, not even dog poo, they were pygmy hippo poo. They were horrendous. They were dog shite last season. Spurs. We lost 6-1 to Newcastle. You know, lost the double to you guys. I know you were flying, but you do not lose at home to Arsenal as Tottenham. And yeah, just some of the losses and results last season were horrendous. The fan base was arguing. We finished 8th. The club was an absolute mess. This man's come in. He's brought the fan base back together. He's got us playing good football. And he's got us much higher than we expected in the league table. I think if you asked any Spurs fan before the season what they wanted, really, it was progression in the table, 7th or 6th, just to see that progress in this rebuild. And for the Spurs team to actually have a go, to play exciting attacking football, to not sit back. And we're seeing both those things and more so far this season. So I'm loving what the guy's done, and he comes across as such a genuine and nice bloke. I feel like a lot of managers nowadays, they feel like, you know, their egos are ridiculously big, and they're just arseholes. I think with Big Andrew's genuinely a nice guy. I don't know if you guys saw, we had a fan forum, and they were going to miss someone's question at the end, and you know, pointed it out. And even little things like that, it's like he speaks really well. He's a genuine nice bloke. He comes across well. I want him to do well. I want him to succeed. Right now he is. But yeah, I think what the guy's done so far with this football club has been fantastic. Barring the Carabao Cup exit, which I think he got it wrong in. I think the guy's done a really good job considering where we finished last season.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. As you said about the Carabao Cup, I think that was very, very disappointing for you guys because, you know, I think based on the way how you guys play football, I think you guys could have gone far in that competition than the other competitions that there is out there at the moment, you know. So that is disappointing that you got knocked out in the first round. But I wanted to ask you also about, you know, your biggest rivals in us, of course. What have you made over, you know, about Arsenal? Not just this season, of course, but last season when we was in the title race. You know, are you afraid of Arsenal, my friend?
This is going to hurt to say. I'm not necessarily afraid, but it's been frustrating to see how good you guys have been. I mean, last season was, I think, even more infuriating because we finished 4th the season before, and we thought we were going to be the ones to kick on. And then you were in a title race whilst we finished 8th. I mean, you completely bottled it, which is funny because of how often you call us out for being bottled jobs. But I think last season that Arsenal team, they exceeded expectations. I think they had a really good season. Some of the football you guys played was brilliant. I can't deny. This season so far, I think the PSV game was the first time properly so far this season I've seen Arsenal play the way they did last season, and they didn't. For me, this season they haven't started playing the way they did last season. But I think, you know, I think they'll settle into that. I think they will get going, and you know, even in a week against PSV, I have to admit you guys were brilliant. I think North London derby, you always turn up at the Emirates, even if you're in terrible form and playing crap. So I reckon it's going to be a very, very tough game for us this Sunday. And yeah, it hurts because for years now we've been above you. I think we finished in the Champions League, finished in Europe 6 seasons in a row, and above you 6 in a row. And then, you know, to see it changing around and see you guys taking control again and being the better North London club. I'm not going to deny you've always been a bigger football club. North London club is hard for me to say when you don't originate from there. But I mean, yeah, it's painful. It is painful, especially last season. I think this season's not been as bad so far because we've also been playing well. But if you guys have a similar season to last season, have all these fantastic wins, it's going to be painful to watch. I can't deny that.
No, guys, do you see what I mean? Where, you know, when I say my man Robbie keeps it real and he speaks facts, yeah, he just said we're a bigger club than the team he supports. You know, very, very, very rare Spurs fans don't say that. So, Robbie, you're a real one, my man. So, yeah, big up. But I want to come to Seb for this. What we're talk about next is I know when people say, you know, form goes out the window for this type of game, which I do agree with, but looking at this Emirates record, right? The last time they beat us was it? And you're gonna know this off by heart. 2012.
2010.
Oh, 2010, and that was that the 3-2 game?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
So it's safe to say we've got a fantastic record at the Emirates, my friends. You know, are you expecting that it's going to continue?
Well, yeah, I'd like to hope it does continue, but in all honesty, there's 2 ways you can actually look at this. You could also look at this to say Arsenal have the home advantage, which of course, for three of the records, says it all. And you can also look at it this way that Tottenham have had longer to prepare for this because they've had a full week's rest while we played Wednesday night. Hence, saying that, you could also say that Arsenal winning that other day gives them more momentum and more confidence going into this, because we all said last season when Man City had all those extra games towards the end of the running, while we only have the Premier League to focus on, that it's going to help us because we've only got the league to focus on, while Man City got all the others. But what that actually did, Man City kept winning and they kept playing their strongest team, is that gave them extra momentum and gave them more confidence to actually do so. Now Arsenal need to actually look at it this way, and because of the fact that A, we won so comfortably the other night, and B, we managed to take all our star players off just after the hour mark, actually makes me think that that game the other night isn't going to play too much of an effect going into this game. So we could look at it this way, and I also think it's good that we're going into this game on the back of the form that we're on at the moment. Yes, I know we had that bump against Fulham, but all the other matches have been wins. I thought Everton was really good. Man United was a great win. So, and now we've got the PSV win. So it's good that we're going on to this on good momentum, on good form. And usually when Arsenal do, they do tend to win and do tend to go on and win the derby. But like I said earlier, we have to admit they're also on good form. And I even said when Tottenham appointed that manager in the summer that I thought it could be a good appointment, because when they've had all those other top managers like Conte and Mourinho before, it didn't work. Well, eventually paid up on them, and maybe that's what they actually needed, was a project manager who can get their ideas, get his own ideas, change the way how they play their football, and bring his own players. And like Pochettino did for them, and then you actually saw them actually going places, which unfortunately did include above us and in the Champions League for quite a while. So maybe that was the type of manager that they needed, even though Postecoglou wasn't their main choice for most Spurs fans. But he also sounds across like a good guy, because he says that he wants to actually be there. So that actually helps them. Why you could tell that Conte and Mourinho didn't really want to be at that club. So maybe that plays an effect. But yeah, as much as it pains me to say, he seems to be getting a good tune out of those players. Like he's got Basuma going. And he worries me, because I really wanted him when he was at Brighton, and I was furious when they signed him and we didn't. So, but at the same time, I do think Declan Rice is better, and because at that time I didn't think Rice would come anywhere near this club at that time. We weren't in the conversation for him, so I am proud of that. Of course, you'd rather have both, but that's for a different debate. Maddison is another player who they've signed who I really wanted. I remember that summer when we were linked with both him and Odegaard. I was actually more on the Maddison side, but Odegaard's coming and just been brilliant. And I even said this summer, go for Maddison as well. I'd much rather have him than Kai Havertz. Go for Maddison as well. Because you need all these options for you going in, because you're going in the Champions League. You need all these options. So that's also a good bit of business for them. And now they've got that creativity that they've been missing since Christian Eriksen. So there's also that. Heung-min Son, I didn't think would do it without Harry Kane, but so far he's actually doing all right. And to be fair, I think both teams should be going into this game full of confidence. However, I think the fact that Heung-min Son said Arsenal won't want to be playing us right now. You've got to be careful, because you can't be saying things like that, bold statements like that, because they can come back.
Seb, do you remember when Arteta put the Ivan Toney tweet up?
Yes,
do you think we'll do the same?
To tell those players and show them this is what he said, like they did with tell them that, show that to the players, because what that will do, that will fire them up and it will make them angry. And that's what he needs to do. And I think James Maddison said the same thing today, that Arsenal won't want to play us at this time. So Mikel Arteta, do your homework and show the players this before kickoff, and then go out there and put in that performance and go and beat them. And also the fact that Postecoglou said in his press conference that he isn't planning to change the way they play. They just want to go out there and attack the life out of Arsenal. Maybe that could also play into our hands, because we are better, like Rory said earlier, against teams that come at us and play a high line. We are much better at that, because that will give us the space to come in and really attack them. It reminds me of that time remember when we beat them 3-0 under Nuno, or 3-1 under Nuno, when we tore them away in the first half 3-0, because again, they played that high line. So, and if they do that, then we'll have all the space. Odegaard will have a free day. Saka will have a free day. So, if they play like that, that will play into our advantage. But what we mean, if they do play that, you've got to go at them. We've got to go at them and kill them off early. We can't be didding and dadding around and going too long without scoring, because the longer we go without scoring, when they play like that, the much harder it becomes. Then they'll be safe. Then they'll be like, actually, let's sit back a bit, because we've got this in our hands. But we have to really go out there and take it to them, because the players need to know what this means. So we got to go out there and prove it again. And can they do that? Hopefully, but like I said, I'm just talking. I'm just keeping my head level-headed until that game kicks off.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, Seb, as always. I'm going to come to Rory, and then we're going to do a combined 11, guys, as well. So that should be very interesting after this. But yeah, let me come to Rory first. Thoughts about going to this game, my friend? You know, we've got a fantastic record at the Emirates Stadium, as we know. And yeah, you know, Spurs are looking good, but we're looking good as well. Both of us are unbeaten this season in terms of Premier League. So how do you see this game going, mate?
Well, as I said about 10 minutes ago, I feel like Tottenham will come out of the traps early. They will give us a game. But I feel like we will groove into our rhythm as the game plays out, because we are at home. It is home advantage at the end of the day. The crowd should be up for it. And don't forget, Arteta has managed Arteta has managed Arsenal for 4 years now. Postecoglou has had 5 or 6 games now. We're not going to include pre-season and that, but he's played 5 competitive games, managed 5 competitive games for Tottenham. And I feel like because Arteta has that experience and he does know what the North London derby means, I feel like he could get Arsenal over the line. But saying that, Tottenham do have a new style. Right, last season, Tottenham were unbeaten and we defeated them for the first time. But they were playing this negative, it was horrible to watch. Especially if you're Tottenham fans, watching Conte ball week in, week out, it must have been horrendous until the moment, of course, he got sacked. But this time out, we don't know how Postecoglou is going to play against Arsenal at the Emirates. So that is a slight downside from an Arsenal point of view, because Postecoglou is new to the Premier League, and you know we don't know how he is going to set up against Arteta's Arsenal. As you said numerous times, Josh, like every time a team does go toe to toe with us, apart from Brighton, I guess, like they properly played us off the park last season. But every time, at home or away from home mostly, and they go toe to toe with us, they do get battered. And because they go, because they are at home and they play, that sort of actually gives them the freedom to play a high line. So that, of course, leaves space in behind. Hence why we are actually really good away from home. It's just at home, we cannot seem to defend. So I feel like Tottenham have a great opportunity to net a couple of goals, but it's just Arsenal at the moment going forward. On Wednesday, people can go on about tiredness and playing midweek. Tottenham had a full week's rest to prepare. But at the end of the day, you want momentum. And we defeated PSV, who are 26 unbeaten and have conceded 1 goal in the league so far this season. So at the end of the day, you want to catch momentum before going into a game like that. And of course, Odegaard signed a new contract today. So that's going to give us more confidence because that's our captain right there who has signed a long-term deal. So I don't know. It's going to be a game for the number 10s, isn't it? If Odegaard plays well, I think Arsenal win the game. If Maddison has a game, then Tottenham could get something. So I don't know. It could go either way. And also, Arsenal Adventure. Let me just put this into English for you because I never said I would be fuming, right? So no, I never said I would be fuming if we would have drawn the North London derby. All right. I would be disappointed, but if we play really well, we go toe to toe with Tottenham. It's a great game, but we get a draw. You feel disappointed, but at least you can say, right, okay, it's a draw. We haven't lost. We're not going to get flipping roasted on social media because that's what we're going to witness, I'm sure. But that's what I'm saying. If we don't play well and we ride our luck numerous times, but we scrape out there with a point, then yeah, I probably would be fuming. So there's different sides of the argument. So that is what I meant, Arsenal Venture, whatever the fuck your name is. But also another thing about arrogance and that. Arsenal fans are not being arrogant going into this game. All we've said is we're ready going into this game. What else are we supposed to say? Oh, we're really scared of Tottenham going in at the weekend. Well, those same fans are going to end up going, huh, they're scared of Tottenham. Are you crazy? You haven't won a league title in over 19 years. Like, we just can't win, can we? It's not flipping arrogance. I really don't get it. Because we're excited and pumped up for the North London derby after a Champions League victory. Apparently, we can't get gassed going into the North London derby. It's crazy stuff, mate. It really is. So, I really don't get it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys, let's get into the combined 11. This will cause some controversy, but let's just go into it, guys. If people in the chat want to leave their thoughts.
Off form or just who we choose in the team this weekend?
Should we do it on injuries as well? If the player's injured, they don't get in, or should we do it just overall?
Don't include injured players. So don't.
So we'll do it overall, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, or else it would just be a full 11 of Arsenal players, to be fair.
We'll see.
All right,
Because
let's
in
get
fairness,
into it,
our
guys.
first team is...
Go on then.
All right, I want to ask Robbie about the goalkeeper, yeah? Vicario. Now, I'm Italian, my friend, yeah? I'm half Italian and I support the Italian national football team. Do you know he's our fourth choice goalkeeper for the squad right now? And he's playing so well for you guys. What have you made of Vicario this season for you guys?
Do you know what? I have to be honest. When we signed him, I was furious because we were going for Ray and we didn't get Ray and we wanted the cheaper option. But having said that, I think Vicario has been absolutely terrific. I think he's come in, when everyone knows he was our second choice goalkeeper, and I think he's done a fantastic job. If we're basing this combined 11 off what we've seen this season so far, I would go with Vicario because Ray has only played a couple of games. Ramsdale doesn't convince me. If we're basing it on the player overall and who I choose, if I was picking a team of Arsenal's first players, and have to be honest, I'd go with David Ray. I think Ray is a really good goalkeeper, to be honest. Would I swap him now for Vicario? Do you know what? I would have said first game straight away, but Vicario's been fantastic for us.
Yeah.
He's a really good shot stopper. He's really good playing out from the back. It's rare to get a goalkeeper with good attributes all round. And his attributes aren't fantastic. And we've only seen 5 games of him where he hasn't really been hugely tested. But yeah, I think he's a really good goalkeeper. I think he's a really good goalkeeper. I think this is dependent on what you what you base it off and who you put in goal. But I think Vicario definitely deserves a shout for going in goal. I don't think he can just be Raya straight away because I think he's done such a good job so far this season.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I have been really impressed with your goalkeeper, Vicario. Seb, the goalkeeper, Raya, Ramsdale, Vicario. Who are you saying?
I'm going to put forward David Raya for this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put there David Raya.
Rory, do you agree? Raya, Ramsdale, or Vicario?
You know what? I'm actually going to go Ramsdale, and I'll tell you why. Because Vicario has only played a couple of games for Tottenham. Raya has only played 2 games, and he has looked good in fairness. Both David Raya and Vicario, but Raya's played 2 games. Vicario's played only 5. Ramsdale of course, played all of last season and the season before. He started the season as well in goal. I just feel like the sensible option is Aaron Ramsdale. I really do. Although David Raya, of course, played for Brentford last season and he has had a lot of Premier League experience. But this is an Arsenal Tottenham combined 11. It's not a Brentford Tottenham combined 11. So I would actually go Ramsdale. But that's no discreet to Vicario or David Raya. I'm sure both goalkeepers will become really good. Raya, of course, is on loan. We're forgetting that already. And I think Raya is a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale. But at the moment, I'm just doing this based on how many games. I can't speak. All 3 of them have played. So I think the sensible option is Ramsdale. Well, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, so we've all got different opinions in it, so it's gonna be hard to put in there.
All split on 1 each, yeah.
Yeah, because for me, I would have gone with. I actually agree with Rory. I would have gone Ramsdale as well. It's between Ramsdale and Vicario because I think we can't really, as you said, Raya played for Brentford last season. He's fantastic, but he's only played 2 games for Arsenal so far. So
Who do you
I'm
reckon?
gonna go back.
Who do you reckon he'll play at the weekend? Do you reckon he'll play Ramsdale or Raya?
I reckon he'll go Raya, Seb.
Yeah, I'll go
Raya again.
Well,
I
that's
get
why.
Ramsdale, to be fair. I get Ramsdale. My one thing with Ramsdale is that he can be really hot and cold. I mean, last season, is a perfect example. He had some absolutely brilliant games. That Liverpool 2-2 where he made those 2 crucial saves at the end of that game. But then he also has games like he had that Southampton 3-3 where he made that mistake at the beginning. He's prone to making a mistake, but I'm willing to concede to Ramsdale because I think last season,
it was brilliant against you lot as well.
Oh yeah,
Away from home.
At your Pavilion,
He's putting more good performances than bad. He's putting more.
Yeah, to be fair, he has had good performances against Tottenham in the past, and he does actually. And
last season when he played against us at the Lane, that Sessignon save.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it's just away from home. Ramsdale's better than. I wouldn't say he's better than, of course, Alisson and Edison, but he's definitely up there. Away from home, he's brilliant. But at home, when he's not under any pressure, that's when he turns complacent, I feel like. Because you just mentioned the Southampton game. I guess you can name the Fulham game as well when he was caught off his line. But, that goal was pretty much set up. So I don't entirely blame Ramsdale for that Fulham goal again, of course, this season. But, yeah,
Do you know?
I really do like Ramsdale.
Yeah.
I felt like he didn't deserve to get dropped in the Champions League. But Raya has come in and we don't keep many clean sheets at home and he's come in and we've kept one already.
Yeah.
In his first home game at Arsenal. So
I mean, I was just thinking about the goalkeepers when we play against Tottenham. They always seem to turn up. I remember with Ramsdale, he made that. I think we beat you guys 3-1 2 years ago, and remember he made that save which off the bar.
Oh yeah,
I think that was a fantastic save. And also, your goalkeeper, Bernd Leno, made that double save against him.
yeah.
That's his.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was actually Wembley, wasn't it?
Last season, up until last season, Lloris was fantastic in North London derbies. But I mean, both of North London derbies last season, one of the big reasons we lost both was Lloris. He made that mistake in the one at the Emirates where Jesus slotted it away, and Odegaard's goal, I think he could have saved that. The first goal in in that North London derby at our place. I don't even want to talk about that.
Oh yeah, he fumbled it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
fumbled
Yeah.
Saka.
But absolute butter thing. That was horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get to left back now. You got another Italian man, Udogie, of course. I've been impressed with him as well, bro. You know, another good signing. Do you think, Robbie, for you guys?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. We bought him in a season ago. We loaned him out, and everyone's like, "Why did we loan him out?" But we loaned him out to get more first team experience. He's come into the Premier League at the age of 20, and in all 5 games, his stats have been absolutely superb. I think the guy was in the team of the season last season in Serie A playing for Udinese. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal since joining Spurs. Like I say, age of 20, and he completely locked down Anthony in that Manchester United game. I think him v Saka could be very, very interesting this Sunday. I really like the guy. I'd have to go with him over Zinchenko. And that's not me hating on Zinchenko, but my thing is with Zinchenko is defensively, he was a liability for you guys at times last season. That Liverpool game where it was, I know I keep referencing it to different players, but I don't think he was good enough. And other games where he let you down defensively, I think the guy is technically brilliant, but I think defensively he could be more. I'm going to go with Udogie on this one. I'm going to go with Udogie. I know I'll probably get 3 people disagreeing with me on this one, but yeah, I'm going to have to stick with Udogie. I think age of 20, the way he's come in, 5 games, you can make an argument he could have been man of the match in all 5. I'm going with Udogie.
Yeah, look, again, it's one of those ones where I don't disagree with you. I think he's been fantastic for you guys. He's been absolutely brilliant for you guys. And same with him and Vigario. They are doing so well for you guys. But I'm going to ask the other two. I think I know what they're going to go with. Zinchenko,
Yeah.
Seb, or Udogie?
Well, if you want an honest answer for me, I love Zinchenko. I think he's a great for fullback. But yes, you are probably right that he probably is maybe a little bit weak defensively, but going forward and inverting into midfield and all his other all-round play, I think is brilliant. If you're basing it on an overall all-round player, Zinchenko, but defensively, you would have to say that Spurs defender. Well, sorry, I can't pronounce his name, but he has actually been very good. To be fair, defensively as well. But of course, I am going to back my man and say Zinchenko. But defensively, it depends how you're doing it. If you're doing it defensively, then you will have to concede this one. But
I think overall,
I just mainly think overall,
yeah,
Zinchenko for me. But that's just based on overall and the experience he has and all that. That's why I'm putting his name forward.
Rory, what about you?
I mean, as a natural left back, I can't lie, I do prefer Udogie, however you say his name. But like Seb said, I mean, like as an overall player, Zinchenko, I feel like is better because I don't think there is another player on the planet that does what he does best, and that is invert into the midfield. And I feel like, in fairness to him, since he's come back from his injury, he has actually improved slightly in his defensive side of things. I don't know about you, but I feel like he's got a little bit better recently. He's not getting skinned as he has done. He's not ball watching. But look, it is early on in the season. He's going to have 1 or 2 of them occasions, I'm pretty sure. So I think I'll go with Zinchenko, but I do rate Udogie very highly.
I'm going to have to go with Zinchenko as well. I agree. I think Udogie's been fantastic for Tottenham, but I think the experience-wise, I'm going to have to go with Zinchenko. The 2 centre backs, Robbie, who's your 2 centre backs as a pairing you play?
I'll be surprised if you guys didn't disagree with this one. I think Saliba has to go straight in there. I can't deny you guys.
Yeah, he goes. He walks straight in. Yeah, no debate.
And I think the other centre back. I think you could make a case for Gabriel. I think it's a good partner for Saliba, but I've got to back Romero. I think even last season when he wasn't at his best and was reckless, I think he still was a very good defender. I think at the World Cup he was phenomenal. And I think at the start of this season, genuinely, he's been so much better. He looked like the Romero we got from that January to May period when, Conte was absolutely fine and was smashing everyone. Well, he's just been an absolute Rolls Royce. He hasn't got a booking so far this season, which is surprising when it comes to him. But yeah, the guy's been an absolute Rolls Royce so far this season, flying in the challenges left, right, and centre. But every single one's been perfectly timed. Even going forward, driving into that midfield and playing passes out wide has been good. Banged in that absolute rocket against Burnley. What a finish that was! And yeah, I think Romero's got to be in there, but I also have to concede to Lee. Right? How can I put up Mickey Van den Ven when he's only had 5 games? And what other options have we got? We haven't got flipping. I'm not going to make a case for Eric Dyer. I'm just not going to do that.
Oh God!
If I did that,
no.
I'd give you I wouldn't be surprised if you kicked me off for that. But yeah, Romero and Saliba.
Yeah, do you know what? That is what I was thinking as well. I know it's harsh on Gabriel because he's been fantastic as well, but I actually rate Romero as well. I actually think he's very underrated in my opinion. But let me ask the 2 fellow Gooners, Seb, do we be generous and give this one to Tottenham and play Romero alongside Saliba, or do you sit there and go no Gabriel?
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, give them Romero. I do really rate him. I'll give
We're getting one in. We're getting one player in.
There we go. Romero is in.
I'm a fair man.
Oh, I can't stand him. I really can't.
Rory, are you fuming with this decision that I put in Romero, or would you go on Gabriel?
Oh, you know what? It's difficult because I do agree. Romero has been really good, but I still think he is slightly overrated by a couple of Spurs fans, and I'm being totally honest. The guy just always dives in, and I'm like, oh, does he ever give it a rest? In fairness, I will give them Romero, all right, because seeing as he was one of the best centre backs in Serie A, and before they signed him. But another thing as well, I feel like people are failing to give Gabriel respect. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Saliba's alongside him, so therefore it makes him look good. Oh my days! It really is peak that some people actually disrespect Gabriel the way that they do because he's alongside a brilliant centre half. I really don't get it. Like, I can't remember the last time he did make a mistake. Yeah, he made a mistake in pre-season, but like pre-season, who cares? Who actually gives a fuck about pre-season where he completely miskicked the ball? But yeah, I don't agree with the whole Gabriel disrespect at all.
Yeah.
You can say the same with flipping Varane. Take him out of the Madrid team because he's alongside Sergio Ramos. They wouldn't have won the Champions League if it wasn't for Sergio Ramos. It's just a load of rubbish, really. But yeah, I'll give them Romero. I don't want to be an arsewipe, really, and just do a full sweep of not Tottenham players, Jesus Christ, Arsenal players.
Yeah, let's go to the right back. Of course, we've got Benny Blanco for Arsenal. Who'd you play right back, Robbie?
Do you know what? I've actually changed my mind on this. I did a combined 11 on my channel. I said Ben White. And the more I've thought about it, I know it might be blind patriotism, but I'm going to go with Pedro Porro. I think the guy came in January, and I genuinely believe I think his crossing ability is brilliant. I think he's got a great strike on him. He scored a fair few smashing goals for Spurs. I think the guy's a really good right back. Don't get me wrong, I like Ben White. I do like Ben White. I'm gonna have to go with Porro. I think he came in January. Expectations on him as well with that money, and in a crap end to the season, he actually played really well. He played really well. I mean, scoring that goal against United, Southampton as well, Leeds, banging in goals. And so far this season, the one lit thing about him was, is he the best defensively? This season so far defensively, he's been really good. In that Man United game, with Rashford and that, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And Garnacho pretty much dealt with them both by himself. So I'm gonna have to go with Pedro Porro. I'm gonna have to go Porro.
I mean, again, it's one of those ones where it's a fair point. I think he's been good as well, Pedro Porro, but I just think Ben White's been on another level. Last season, he was absolutely superb. Yeah, for me, I'm going Ben White. Mate, this guy changed my mind. When we signed him 50 million, I was like, from Brighton, we paid him a centre back. I was not keen on him. But as soon as he shifted to the right back, he's been a totally different player and he's been fantastic. So yeah, he's becoming a fan favourite as well at our club. So personally, I will go Ben White, but I do hear the point on Pedro Porro. Seb, do you agree? Ben White for you as well?
It's Ben White for me. Ben White for
Rory,
me. I think he's
Ben
been
White as well.
consistent.
Yeah, I think Ben White. Don't get me wrong, Porro is brilliant going forward, but the one downside to him is his defending. I don't think he is the guy that you rely on when it comes to one-on-one situations. Ben White is brilliant at going forward. Don't get me wrong, um, but I'm speaking of an all-round player, similar to Zinchenko, right? Ben White is better at going forward and linking up the play with Saka down the right-hand side. And defensively, Ben White is, I would say, better than Porro. But yeah, I rate it. Where do you get him from? Was it Sporting?
Sporting, yeah.
Yeah, Sporting. So yeah, I do rate Porro, but it's just I feel like Ben White's better defensively and all-round player. I think Ben White, seeing as he is understudy at right back, and he is naturally a centre back playing out of position. I've got to go with him because of the amount of performances he does put in.
Yeah, facts. Now this midfield for me is very, very tough. I think, look, Tottenham's midfield looking good this season, as I mentioned. With Basuma looking like the Brighton Basuma. I know you said you're the most rare player from Tottenham is going to be East Basuma. I don't blame you. I think he's been quality for Tottenham.
He really does. He really does. Robin. If he has a field day, we're in trouble.
James Maddison, I've been a massive fan of even since he was at Leicester, and I was absolutely gutted to see him in a Spurs shirt. I believe we could have got him as well instead of Kai Havertz, but yeah, he's a fantastic player. Don't get it twisted. And of course, Sarr as well was looking good for you guys in there. He's slotting in nicely, but we've got, of course, Martin Odegaard signed a new contract today. Our new, he's going to be staying for is it another 5 years, guys? Isn't it? An extended 5-year deal. He's our captain. He was absolutely superb against PSV. Of course, got Thomas Partey, who's out injured right now. We've also got Kai Havertz. He ain't getting anywhere near this team, guys. We've got Jorginho as well, who I think is very underrated for Arsenal. So yeah, I'm going to start. I think I'll start with the Tottenham player I'm going to put in. But I want to put Odegaard in as well, man. This is tough.
There's four quality options here, isn't there? And
there's so many, yeah.
Oh man.
I think there's at least 4 brilliant options, 2 from Tottenham and 2 from Arsenal.
Basuma, Maddison, Odegaard, Rice. I think
I agree.
Just top quality.
I agree. There's a case for all.
But we can't play 4 midfielders, can we? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
There's only 3 spaces available. I think hands down, Declan Rice gets in. That should be the main one for us, guys.
Yes. Oh
yeah.
Declan Rice is in there.
I'll agree with that.
You don't?
He's still at West Ham on this.
Yeah, I know. They need to update their bloody website. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, but Declan Rice has to go in there. I think but you can't drop Odegaard. Like, he's the captain of Arsenal. He's like, and I had this unpopular opinion back in the day, and I've changed it now, by the way. And I hold my hands up with it. And I actually prefer Maddison over this guy when he's at Leicester, but now Odegaard's completely proven wrong. This is tough. Do you think we could play Maddison and Odegaard?
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd go Rice, Odegaard, and Maddison for me.
I think it's such a tough one. But if we're looking at what we'd play, let's say this was an actual system, I think Rice and Basuma do a very similar job. And that's such a close debate. But I mean, do you put in Basuma and Odegaard, Maddison and Odegaard? it's such a tough one. I mean, for me personally, I think I really like Madison. Don't get me wrong, but I would not want to miss out on Bissouma. I put Bissouma and Madison personally, but I'm also willing to confess Bissouma and Odegaard. I think Odegaard's a superb midfielder.
Okay.
Rory, what do you think?
Oh, mate. I tell you what, and this may be controversial. I think I rate Basuma higher than Madison. I'm not going to lie.
Type of player.
For balance, I would probably go Rice, Basuma, and then Odegaard. I can't lie. But at the same time, you've got to put Madison in there,
Yeah.
right? Like, imagine if we were doing this like based on if everybody's fit. There'd have been Partey in there as well. Like it is really close.
And Bentancur as well.
Bentancur.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's tough. I think Sar's been really good for you lot, but no disrespect, but I think he's a little bit too young, and I don't think he is the level of the likes of Basuma, Rice, Odegaard. Yeah, it's difficult.
This is
I think you just got to throw the best players on there, innit? Odegaard and Madison. I do rate Basuma highly. More highly than
Odegaard goes in
Madison, in my opinion.
Madison, yeah, I love Madison.
Madison has to be in there, man. Madison is just so class.
The way he's fit into this Tottenham team, honestly.
Look at that. He's still at Leicester.
He's been so good.
Yeah, it just won't surprise me if Basuma ends up having a field day if we're not on our game.
Yeah.
And I think this is a season where we are going to regret not signing him.
I think a few years ago, though, we were looking at this midfield when, like, doing combined 11 and stuff in the 2020-21 season, we were debating whether, like, Højbjerg or Xhaka getting. And no disrespect to Xhaka.
Yeah.
And look at the options we're debating now. It goes to show, like, both midfields are superb.
Definitely.
Yeah, it will.
Don't your fans still think Højbjerg is this unbelievable CDM?
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure they do.
The guy's crap. I don't like him personally. I think he's rubbish.
Yeah. All right. The big three.
I agree with that midfield, by the way.
That's
what I would have gone with.
It's guys. It's so tough. You know what I mean? You can at least go with Basuma in there as well, but you just can't fit in them. It's 3 positions only. James Madison
or Havertz.
Doing from them. did my man say Havertz? All right, the front three, guys. The front three. Right hand side, I think is clear. Even though I actually rate Kulusevski, by the way, I think he's actually, very, very good. But I think Saka goes in.
Yes.
What do you think, Robbie?
Yeah,
I mean, it's got. Oh, I thought you were asking me.
So did you say Robbie?
Oh, sorry. It sounds the same, don't it? It sounds the same. Jesus. Robbie, what do you think of this one?
I think I've got to concede Saka. It was a big debate a year ago. Kulusevski started this season really well, but last season he turned into a little bit of a one-trick pony. Saka was absolutely brilliant. I mean, genuinely, he's a really likeable player, which is hard for me to say about an Arsenal boy. I mean, a lot of them over the years I've just despised and hated, but it's hard to hate the guy because he comes across as really humble, down-to-earth bloke, and it's just a young lad who's loving football and loving playing for his club. He's been brilliant for England, brilliant for Arsenal. I've got to concede Saka. I've got to be honest about that. I think the guy's a brilliant player.
Yeah, fair play. And I'm sure Seb and Rory both agree with that, right?
Oh, yeah. I just feel like Kulusevski is a little bit too predictable at times. Cuts inside and then cross. Yeah, I just feel like he's a little bit too predictable. Whereas Saka doesn't allow defenders around him to get near him. That just shows how good he is. And he scored in the Champions League as well. So, look, although he's not been like the most explosive player we've seen this season, like it's not been Saka, but he's still contributing to goals, right? Even when he's not at his best. So, I would go Saka on the right, but Kulusevski, I can't lie. If he has a cracker of a season, then maybe the debate is up for grabs again. But Saka's just going to get better and better as years go by. So it's got to be Saka.
Yeah, definitely. Now for these next two, I think for me, one more Tottenham player has to go in, and it would be Son in my opinion. But we've got players like obviously Martinelli's injured. Trossard's been fantastic. Jesus is up front as always, and he's quality. This Son is one.
I mean, personally, what I'd go with, I think Son's been playing central so far this season.
Yes.
He's been looking at different players centrally to what he was last season. I mean, last season he had an injury, he told them.
Yeah.
And carry on playing through. But yeah, that hat-trick against Burnley has been contributing so much. I'd personally stick Son central. And I think Trossard, even if Martinelli was fit, I'd put Trossard on the left. I think Trossard's a fantastic player. And it's mad, genuinely. And, you know, we're guilty of it as well. But Arsenal fans, some of them did it, you know, before they signed Trossard and that, where they missed out on Mitchell and, you know, were ranting and raving and having a go and that. And we've done it before, missing out on players. But what a player Trossard's turned out to be. I mean, what I wanted him from Brighton a couple of years ago. He was doing so well there. Yeah, he's been good for Arsenal. I think Son centrally, I mean, you can't not put him in. He got a top quality player for me.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. We could actually go Trossard on the left and then Son up top.
Yeah, that is what I was going to say, guys.
Yeah.
I think that we can all agree on that, right? So, Seb, can you agree on that as well?
Yeah,
I can support that, but I personally would have gone Son on the left, and I would have put in Gabriel Jesus down the middle because I'm a massive.
Yeah, it's just Jesus has only played a couple of games, isn't it?
But where has Son actually been playing? Has he been playing more in the middle? Or has he been playing more in the left?
He started the season on the wing, but then since the Bournemouth game, so 3 games, he's played as a striker. He's played the striker role before.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is fair, guys. I honestly think this is a very, very fair lineup. I really do.
I can't lie. I can't lie. It looks a little bit weird not seeing Harry Kane in that combined 11. Like, we used to seeing Kane in every flipping Arsenal Spurs combined 11.
It's one of those where it's just guaranteed that he's in every time. We don't even debate it. So it's mad. It's mad. First North London derby with that since 2014. It's like
it's gonna be mad, isn't it? But all right, guys, that is my 11. Let's get into the big score predictions. I went first. If you guys watched my predictions, I went with a 2-1 Arsenal win. I think both teams looking very, very good, and I think, as we've all been saying, this could be one of the best North London derbies we've seen in quite a while. I think it'll be end-to-end stuff. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal win. Let's go to our guest, Robbie. What are you saying for this game, man? Score prediction.
Change my mind every 5 minutes. I think we headed into the game last season at the end of the Spurs fans. I mean, where maybe we can nick a 1-0, sat back. We know what we're going to get. Ange Postecoglou came out in the press conference. He said Spurs are going to attack Arsenal. When they asked him, "Are you going to change and play differently?" He goes, "No, I'm going to play the exact same way." He goes, he wants the opposition to be scared of him. So I'm going to go with a 2-2. I think it's going to be a good North London derby. I think nerve-wracking and edge-of-the-seat stuff for us Arsenal and Spurs fans. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think what Spurs need to do, I know it's a strange one, put Brennan Johnson on Zinchenko. Because personally, I think if we get a pacey player on Zinchenko, who's had one weakness defensively, in my opinion, he won't be able to go into the midfield as much because he'll have to lock down Brennan Johnson because he's so quick. And then the midfield battle takes place and we see what happens there. But I think 2-2. I think Arsenal come out in the traps brilliantly, go 1-0 up. I think Spurs take a 2-1 lead. Arsenal score late equally. We can never hang on to a lead there. So I'm going to go 2-2.
Fair enough. Seb, score prediction.
Go start with Rory first.
Go on, Rory.
Oh, I've gone 3-1 again. In fact, nah. I'm going to go... I think it's going to be a good game. Both teams are going to be battling it out. But I think Arsenal are going to snatch it at some point towards the end. 1-0. Arsenal.
1-0 to the Arsenal. There we
and
go.
Ignore the haters about arrogance as well. Honest to God. Some of the crap that these rival fans come up with, I can't even see your team in the league table. So Don't talk to us,
I
all
don't
right?
understand it though. I don't understand these Twitter people who get annoyed about people being hyped up about games. It does my head in. It does my head in as well. I mean, we get it sometimes. But are we not meant to be up for a game when our team's
Of
playing
course you
well?
are. Of course you are.
I mean,
Yeah.
Twitter is a
it
wet
is coming across
platform.
like some opposition fans, these Twitter people, and that they just, these Twitchers just like, oh, this, that, and keyboard warriors and what have you. And it's like, what do you want me to be? Just sit here going, oh, we're gonna lose? No. Arsenal fans are the same. You want to be excited. You're playing us at home. You're playing well. We're playing well. It's a good game. Why can't both teams be excited about the North London derby? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
arrogant to think
100%.
that you guys are going to beat us as well. You've been on great form. You beat us twice last season. And yeah, it's the week of a North London derby. I think it'd be weird if every single Arsenal fan was talking about how amazing Tottenham are. It's a North London derby.
100% agree. Yeah.
I mean, as I
100%.
said, other people. No, sorry. Sorry. As I said, other people will end up going, "Oh, well, you're scared of them lot." Anyway, if we were going to say, "Oh no, we're not confident," that's the issue. It's just you can't win in these
Yeah.
situations.
No, you can't. Yeah. Seb, you got your score prediction now?
You know what? I hate predicting these are the games I don't like giving you a prediction for because even though we got a great record at the Emirates, I always do feel, oh, not this season, please, not this season. It ends. Not
Yeah.
this season, please. Oh, I honestly don't know what to expect. I really don't. I'll go with my heart and I'll go with a 2-0 Arsenal win, but please just get the job done regardless. See,
100.
I'm being real.
All the pressure's on you guys, though, man.
I agree. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
You're the title contenders. You're the ones going for Man City. You're the ones who are getting everyone talking about you guys. All the pressure's on you guys. You've got none.
I
Yeah,
agree.
100%. 100% agreed. There's, I think there's a few questions for you, Robbie. One from LS says, which player do you think can score against Arsenal on Sunday? Like, which player do you believe, or are you confident that is more likely going to score against Arsenal on Sunday?
You think?
Sonny, I think with Arsenal playing a high line, I think Sonny will excel. I think he struggles against low block teams. With teams who play a high line, they can play the ball over the top, and his pace can beat the defensive. If we're going to score, I reckon Sonny that's it. If we score a few, Sonny's got to get one. Sonny's got to get one.
Yeah, she's got another question. Mick Arteta says that even while there's no Harry Kane in your squad, still have some quality players. So which players do you think that Mikel means about? I think this is what Arteta said in his press conference today. He said that even without Harry Kane in your squad, you still got class players. So yeah.
I don't think he's talking about one player specifically. I think he's talking about a lot of players. Bissouma, Maddison, Son, Romero, who have all just been superb so far this season. And it's good to be heading into North London derby confident about your team and your players, playing well. It's like last few seasons at the end, just can we scrape a result? I'm just like, we're probably going to lose. And then, by the end of the first half, more often than not, we're out in the game. It's like, from a Spurs fan's perspective, obviously you want to win. It's a North London derby, but I don't think fans will be running away as much if we lose. They're going to account for ourselves. We always go there. We always get battered, taken apart. It's always the same thing. If we go there, we're going to account for ourselves and really give Arsenal a proper game. Yes, it will hurt if we lose or don't get the result, but I also think it will be like, okay, you can see the progress. You can see the improvement there in the team. Like I say, zero expectations for us this season. The only expectations are the fact it's a derby, and of course you want to win. But like everyone's predicting Arsenal to win. You've got pundits coming out saying it's all Arsenal in the combined 11 and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think if you lot win this game as well, with the pressure, it will be huge, absolutely huge for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you panic? Do you panic if Tottenham lose at the weekend? Or is it just one of them free hits?
It's as much of a free hit for me as a derby can be. It's like you want to get a result, but I also think I've been saying on my channel, I don't want our fans to get stupidly reactionary like we have been before after 1 or 2 losses. The team's going in the right direction. They're playing well. You can see the progress. You can see the rebuild that Ange's trying to do with his team. Arteta, as much as I dislike the bloke in Arsenal, you've got to look at the amount of fans who are calling him out and that when he first joined, when you were mid-table and that, and a few years later, look at the position you're in. We're going to have tough days. We're going to have days where we play against the Man City, potentially even you guys, and get taken apart because we don't want to attack. But I'd much rather that than just sit back and comfortably lose 2-0. I want to see my team go for it.
Yeah, fair play, man. Fair play. Seb or Rory, you got any more questions for you want to ask, or should we wrap it up?
No, not really.
Well, there is one I want to ask. I'll ask it quickly. A Spurs fan did actually say to me when I was talking about the game this week that he reckons Harry Kane would struggle in this system because of the fast attacking play that Tottenham are now playing, because of Harry Kane isn't really the quickest of strikers, even though he is very, very good. Would you be inclined to agree with that?
It's a tough one because we'll never know. We'll never know. It's like with Ronaldo and United's team at one point last season, and he's got players who leave things. But I'd probably disagree. I think with Harry Kane, I mean, we've had Richardson playing in some of these games. I don't even want to get into talking about that. But anyway, we've had him playing in games so far this season. He's been quite slow, but we've still won games and dominated them. I think if Harry Kane comes in, we beat Bournemouth 4-0, not 2-0. We beat Burnley 6-2, something like that. I think he just adds more goals because he's a quality player and he finds a way to fit into that system. But then at the same time, like I say, I could be wrong. I'll never know.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, guys, that is that. The North London Derby Sunday, Emirates Stadium, guys. Seb will be at the game. I'm well gelled, Seb, man. I would love to go, but yeah, hope you have an amazing time as well, and hopefully hopefully this team don't let you down, and we actually get.
Please no, it's going to be awful if we.
I hope you have a good day, Seb, but I can't say that I hope that your team doesn't let you down. Okay. I hope that your team lets you down more than anything.
All right, fair enough. fair enough.
No, but
Yes. So, guys, Robbie, thank you so much for taking your time out to come on the channel, my friends. As I said, guys, give him a sub. Literally, you're in the title right now. Click the blue and it will take you straight to his channel. Literally, he's a very, very rare Spurs fan. Yeah, you and do you know Expressions as well? I'm a Spurs fan. You're the only two that I actually like from your fan base. Yeah, with all due respect to your fans.
Expressions could be.
I mean, Spurs YouTube channel, some of them are delusional as anything. Some of them are just ranting and raving. And it's a crazy space, Spurs YouTube channel. But yeah, Expressions is great.
Yeah, he's good. It's the ones from We Are Tottenham TV. I can't stand them.
What, Ben and Sim?
Oh, no.
I get on with them. They're great lads. They're great lads.
You chat
yeah, great lads, but football knowledge.
I can't stand them.
They stick up for their own team. Yeah, Ben and Sim are great. Ben and Sim are great.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I've spoken to them, been on their channel before. I've never had a problem with them, but I get why as an Arsenal fan you would like it because every debate.
I'll tell you one I do like. Do you know Jamie Brown from Last Word of Spurs?
Last Word on Spurs, yeah.
I like him. He's a good guy, and I do actually get on with him. He's a good guy. I do actually want to get him on this channel one day. He's a great guy.
Yeah. We got a sub for you as well, Robbie, from Jordan. So big up to Jordan. He's a Liverpool fan. So yeah, big up. But yeah, Seb, is the article going to be out soon for the?
Oh yeah, there's hopefully one tomorrow, which is actually going to go back to all. It's going to be on the North London Derby. It's going to go back with all the memories. I've included 15 great memories of Arsenal and Tottenham as well. I put some of your memories in there. So hopefully that'll be out tomorrow. Where I'll just name it the good, bad, and ugly. So I'll put our good moments, the bad ones, and the ugly ones, which of course will relate to you also. Just all the talking moments over years. It's going to be in there as soon as it comes live. I want to send one. I'll send it to you as well when I can. If you got like a Twitter or anything.
Yeah. I'll be sure to.
Yeah, I'll send it to you as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Rory, you got anything coming up? I think you're doing match reaction, all that stuff on the weekend.
Yes, I'll be doing, of course, a match reaction, a watch along. I couldn't do a watch along for the PSV game, unfortunately, because I had horrible migraine because of the braces. So it'll
Yeah.
cause me a little bit of pain. I did a match reaction though the day after the game, and it was only short, seeing as, of course, college settings in it. I have got, of course, SC24 career mode video prepared, so that
Yeah.
should be uploaded tomorrow. And yeah, trust me, you don't want to. Well, I'm gonna say you don't want to see it. Of course, you want to see it, but man, um, because it is the day before the North London derby, I hate uploading them FIFA career modes before a big game like this because when you lose a derby like that, you just can't be asked to get up and upload really. Because you're like, oh my god, like just lost the North London derby, and you just want some time to stew over it and just what the fuck happened in the game. So, look, from an Arsenal perspective, I hope we win, seeing as I'm in a joyful mood and I'm ready to upload FIFA career mode, well, FC24 career mode videos. That's all really. But yeah, first episode should be out tomorrow. It is a funny one, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it, really. I've no clue who got next week. Is it Champions League against Lens midweek?
Lons. Yeah, Lons.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll be doing a watch along then, and then in the Premier, I can't even remember who we got in the Premier League next week. Is it?
Bournemouth
Because it's
away.
who?
Bournemouth away.
Oh, Bournemouth. Um, yeah. So of course, content will be coming out for that as per usual whenever Arsenal do play. And if I don't end up uploading a match reaction instantly, then you do fully expect them to come out, you know, nowadays. So
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Fair enough, my friend. Guys, of course, on this channel, like Rory, I'm doing also the new FIFA's out. So I've been recording all the Arsenal career mode, literally halfway through the new season already. That'll be out tomorrow as well, probably in the afternoon. I might do 2 episodes tomorrow because it's Saturday. And then obviously Sunday is match day, match reaction,
wait, have you
watch along, player
pre-recorded it?
ratings. Yeah, I've done it all already, man. We're literally halfway through. So
Fair enough,
I'm
man.
I'm literally about 8 episodes in already. So yeah, we've got lots lined up.
I've never done that before. I might have to try that.
Yeah, mate, it's so much easier, trust me, because you literally edit them all and you all send them out there, and then yeah, you're pretty much done. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, everyone who tuned in. Thanks Robbie as well for taking his time out. Thanks to Seb and Rory for coming on as regulars as always. And look, Robbie, may the best team win. I don't wish you luck, but may the best team win. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we're getting out of here, guys. Come on, the Gunners,
Up the
please.
Spurs.
Come on, the Gunners.
I want you,
We're
man.
out of it. See you guys.